Hello everybody. Before I begin speaking with you, I want you all to close your eyes and imagine this scenario. I want you to imagine that you're in your house with your wife or husband and your 2 children. All of a sudden you hear a giant crash come from downstairs. You walk downstairs and you find a person robbing your house. They have a ski mask on and a normal 9mm pistol. All you have though for defense is a measly kitchen knife. He comes after you and he comes after your children. Now, I want you to close your eyes and imagine the same scenario again. The robber with the pistol, same 9mm pistol, down in your downstairs coming after your children, but now in this scenario, you as well have a 9mm pistol that's legally registered and under your name for self-defense. Now, which one would you feel more comfortable dealing with? Now I want you all, by show of hands, show me who would feel more comfortable with just the kitchen knife. Now, by show of hands, I want to see who would feel more comfortable having a 9mm pistol legally registered. Alright. My name is Katherine. I'm 20 years old, and I'm a junior in the Alfred State Nursing Program. I was given my first gun when I was 10 years old. It was for my Christmas present from my grandparents, and it was a regular Red Ryder BB gun, which is an airsoft gun, pellet gun. It doesn't shoot real bullets, it shoots little BB type things. And when I was given it, I treated it like a real gun. I didn't treat it like an airsoft gun or like it couldn't harm anybody. I now also own a Mossberg 520 gauge, which I use to legally hunt with. And I've never had any type of gun-related accident in my life. In New York State, you have to be 12 to get your hunting license, and you have to be 14 to go out in the woods with a shotgun on your own to go hunting. So by introducing children to guns at a younger age for hunting or recreational use, I believe that it gives them the more respect and responsibility with guns. I believe so strongly about the rights of people to bear arms in this country because I was introduced to guns at a very young age and was always taught that safety is nothing to joke with. It is also nothing to take lightly, and you should never mess around with a gun or joke around about firearms. I was also always taught that the person controlling the gun is the one responsible for their actions, not the gun itself. By pulling the trigger, it is the person behind the trigger that is the one giving the actions and going to deal with the consequences if it's doing it illegally. In America, we are protected by the Second Amendment to own guns legally. Is everybody familiar with the Second Amendment? No? The Second Amendment was ratified in the December of 1791, and it states, "A well-regulated militia being necessary to the Secretary of the Free State, the right of people to keep and bear arms." In simpler terms, it means us as citizens of the United States have the right to legally own and registered handguns, shotguns, rifles, and recreational guns. By show of hands, who here owns a gun? By another show of hands, who here owns a gun legally? Everybody. 84% of all gun homicides committed are by unregistered guns, not by people who legally register their guns under their names and go through the process. Which hence the reasoning why gun control is only harming the law-abiding citizens and not the criminals, because criminals typically do not follow laws. There are many requirements in New York State for you to obtain your pistol permit, and you have to go through various steps. They include, you must be a resident of the county that you are applying for, you must be at least 21 years of age, you must have a certain amount of references that do not have any criminal record, you must not be banned from owning a firearm by federal law by any means, you must get your fingerprints and get them sent to the FBI for printing, you must provide 3 recent pictures from your passports, you must answer all questions on the application and be honest, and you have to pay funds to get your pistol permit, which all total up to over $150. You must sign it and list all the handguns and firearms that you are licensing under your name. So let's take a minute just to think. When was the last time criminals followed the law? Do you really think someone who's going to use a gun for a crime is going to want to make their tracks known and by registering everything? No. That is why the gun laws are hurting the law-abiding citizens and not the people that are committing the crimes. Crime statistics over the past decade of gun violence have steadily decreased. They've gone down from 18,000 homicides to 11,000 homicides. Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York State, on January 15, 2013, passed the Safety Act to make gun laws more strict. They include extended ban on assault weapons, limited on magazines, broader background checks, and increased penalties on gun crimes. I personally agree with the broader background checks. You should not have a criminal background to own a firearm. And increased penalties on gun crimes I also do believe in, because if you do have an accident, it is considered your fault and you should be punished for it. But the one about the 7 rounds was thrown out right after, because 7 rounds are not usually found in your average gun. So when Governor Andrew Cuomo passed that, he was not familiar with firearms, and he decided to pass the 7 rounds, which is not found in typical guns, so it made it very hard for people to follow that law. So that was thrown away. He was also re-elected for a 2nd term because New York City overruled the majority, and I believe that's because they're not closely related with guns or recreational use, because typically people down in New York City don't go hunting, they aren't introduced to firearms in young ages. So next election, I'm asking you all to go vote against the Gun Safety Acts that will harm the law-abiding citizens and make criminals keep doing what they're doing, but harm us in the end. Thank you.